Hello, just a little disclaimer. Heartwood's voice is a little funky during this episode, and that's because they left voice mod running. Their microphone also cuts out, so I've had to splice in some background audio. So I'm sorry for the audio issues during this. I hope that you find it funny more than anything, and I promise you we will fix it next time. Until then, enjoy Chipmunk Heartwood. Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Slice of Heaven. Yeah, we made it to the second episode, and can I just say a big thank you from me and Heartwood for how lovely and kind and supportive the comments have been for episode 1. Like, it was kind of a shot in the dark, this whole podcast idea, and we've never done anything like it before, so thank you all for saying that you find our voices chill and you're listening to us in the car and stuff. I hope that we can keep doing this. And today we have a very special guest with us. It's
Screminpal with an underscore at the end.
Screminpal,
Wow.
yes.
Wow, you know me long enough and you
informed.
still got my name wrong. Wow, I cannot believe that.
But we just call Scremmy Wemmy.
Scrammy Wemmy? Ooh,
No! No!
Okay.
No.
No, I'm kidding. We don't need that. We don't.
So my first question, Scram, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah?
My day's been busy. I didn't expect my Saturday to be this busy. Normally my Saturdays are just very relaxing and just like, I don't know what to do. I thought I was going to go stream literally today, but then Heartwood brought up this podcast and I was like, oh well, I might as well do it next week.
Our first ever guest on Slice of Heaven. Thanks for being a lab rat. If anything goes wrong, we'll blame it on you.
Oh, I see how that is. You're just using me as a test subject. Wow.
Exactly.
You're the best test subject. We pulled you from the void. The eternal abyss of space.
But I want to go back. It's my home.
Creature.
My home. I want to go
You can
back.
go later. You can go back later.
We'll get
If you're
McDonald's later. Don't worry, it's fine.
I want the McFlurry Oreos.
Okay, we'll get you a McFlurry Oreos for being such a good word.
Ooh. I like Galaxy. Do you guys have Galaxy over there? Is that a British chocolate?
That's a British
No,
chocolate.
we don't have. That's resist.
I didn't think we'd be talking about food, but we're already talking about food.
This sort
I
of
mean, if we're
happens.
already on the subject on food, I had a Jersey Mike Philly steak sandwich just not too long ago.
Ooh,
That sounds so American.
Ollie,
What?
Ollie. Oh, I can do you all better, Ollie. I'm baking my very first sourdough loaves today.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
had the
made
starter
sausage and
everything.
egg, and I burned both of them.
Actually, funny enough about sourdough,
So,
my stepmother, she has a jar of sourdough. That thing keeps growing. It never runs out.
Yep, that's the starter. That's the starter. Yep. Mine is
you got like a sourdough kit,
230
right?
Well, I bought like the equipment for it, but it's basically all you need is
Yeah.
a jar and like the fermenting sourdough starter. Mine is actually from San Francisco. It's 233 years old, and I just got it recently.
my-
And I
You ate that?
no, you continuously. It's a living organism. It's filled with bacteria and stuff that like in yeast, that like
Living
natural
bread.
yeast. Yeah, but yeah, that's what sourdough is. It's living bread, fermented bread.
Oh,
So it's 233 years old, and I'm super excited because like it's bubbling and you pour it in, you just keep feeding it bread and water, flour and water, and it just keeps growing, and you can keep making more bread
Well,
from
how-
it. Oh,
so you cut bits of bread off it, or
Don't
then
think
it
it's
keeps
like-
oh my gosh, endless
it's like-
bread.
yeah, it's what endless bread, but it's basically a pancake batter, like if you will, it's like living pancake batter. So you just scoop some out, and then add more water and flour to what you scooped out, and then you take the jar and have the starter, and you just put more water and flour in that, and then it just keeps, so the jar keeps living, you just keep using that starter to make new fresh loaves of bread. Just keep pulling them out.
I go to the supermarket, I buy sausages, I put them in the pan, and they sizzle.
Yeah,
I
that's
make
what
food.
that's how I do it too. Why? I wanted to make my own bread. Anyway,
How do you cook square sausages? That's what I'm wondering.
It's actually square sausage.
Square
They
sausages.
seem to be kind of square, and I can't cook the diagonals because they fall over. These are the
sausage comes in
dilemmas I
links.
face.
Do you not have links sausage?
Ours are cylinders.
Yeah, you
like,
like the foods, the
yeah,
meat.
just like a cylinder too.
It should have been cylinder. It just went wrong. The sausage factory misproduced my sausage.
Oh no.
More like the factory came from Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Minecraft sausage.
Nazi sausage.
Sausage.
I love my pixelated sausages. Please don't take that out of context.
Yo. Like,
Yo. Oh, Scrim, who are you?
I'm just a random. I'm just a random person that's just happened to exist for some reason.
So are we all, but what do you do online? You stream? You stream, don't you, Scrim?
Okay. Look. Yeah, I do stream. Yeah. To be honest, it was never planned. To be honest, I never planned it. It just happened.
well, why don't you explain how that?
make-
How did you get into it then? Like, you know, because I know you told me the story, or at least you summarized it for me. Like, what got you into streaming, or what made you? Because I'm the same way. I didn't plan the stream, so how did you start?
So how it all started was actually pretty funny. Ever since I joined a community, which was Mr. Bubbles community, well, I never expected to be in a certain position in that community, to be honest. After a while, I got comfortable being around with him and how he does things. And I'm just like, you know what? I feel comfortable doing this. I'm going to do a birthday stream. Fuck it, why not? Let's see what happens. So I've already planned out 3 games in advance. What I wasn't expecting was a few people that I've known since I've been with the community raided me during my birthday. I had Snowy VR raided me. I had I had other people raided me. I forgot who it was, but I remember clearly one of them was Snowy. I think Bubs shouted me out in his Discord saying, "Hey, you know, it's my it's Scrim's birthday. Why don't y'all give him some support?" Blah blah blah. And honestly, during the session while I was streaming, I never had such a fun day. Cause to be honest, whenever I do my birthday, I'm usually by myself. I remember the times I had a birthday thing in VR chat, because I've been here since 2018, mind you. I've been here for a long time.
Whoa. It's like the start, isn't it?
No,
Is that when VR chat started?
the start was 2016. It was 2016.
Was that Uganda Knuckles?
No, Uganda
No,
Knuckle was
2018.
It was like mid 2017, late 2018.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm late.
So, yeah, I went through history. Oh god, that was horrible. But I had fun doing it. And as time goes, after that stream, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll give streaming a shot, see how it goes. And it was a rough start at first. I didn't have like a solid character, my Sona, to be honest. At first it was going to be a wicker beast, very void looking. So the void aspect was there. It already existed.
On the wicker beast would be great.
Yeah. But as time progressed, a lot of things has happened. I stopped using the wicker beast due to an incident with a certain individual long ago, which I will not say names or anything, out of respect.
Do you find a lot of connection with your character then? Like the more time that you spend in VR chat making, you know, different versions of avatars that fit this character, do you find yourself more and more connected to it? And
yeah, I feel more connected to this one now, because I actually made it. I did get a startup from a previous model that Heartwood happens to know, which was based off the coup. And I started learning 3D Blender. I learned how to rig. I learned how to weight paint clothing. I attached clothing to it and everything.
Wow.
As time progressed, I found an artist. That's when the first Reshi started. But after that, I found that I made friends with another artist, and I want to update the ref sheet because I didn't want to go with the Ku style body shape anymore, and went more towards a humanish style body shape, and it became to what it is to this day.
It looks awesome. I love it.
We can definitely relate. Like, it's, starting out and just not having your own character. Like, I had a persona before I jumped into VR chats, but I didn't, I was like, I want to have my persona in VR, and that's really hard because there was limited models when I first got into VR chats, especially in the furry scene. So I was like, I guess I'll check out the small happening creatures. So I jumped into that, and it took me a long time to kind of develop. And I ended up pulling a lot of aspects from my character, my personas into my Hopkin, and then
Did you not start with the Nanachi? Because I knew so many people I know started with the Nanachi.
Never an Nanachi. Literally day one of VR chat, the very first day I was in VR chat, I found the Hopkin. That was it.
OG.
Yep. The Hopkins of the day. It's crazy.
Yeah, when
only they would update it.
Yeah, when I started off, Nanachi was still very new to VRC when I started. I was in the OG Nanachi, like the OGs. And before that, I was also in what's called sausage fingers. But before that, I was also in an avatar called Time Spirits, and I used to be in that a lot.
Oh, I love those.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
I love the Time Spirits. They're so cute. They have no hands though. Their limbs kind of
they have
go
little
into
nibs.
Little ports.
They have little nibs.
And they're so cute though. I don't know Time Spirit every once or twice.
Yeah. But after that, I took a break from VRC and then came back, and then the whole Hopkin and the whole new Nanachi came out. I'm like, what's this? I was in more than Nanachi for a while, for a very while, 2 years for a while. Until more and more avatars starts coming out, more possibilities start coming out. And then I also tried out the Hopkin, the original Hopkin, what Heartwood is in. And the only Hopkin that I was enjoying being in no longer exists.
Oh.
But there's a reason why. It is now the proud owner of Anubius Nomad, Aki.
Oh, you know what's funny? I have that avatar as well. And this was before I knew them. And I was like, what happened? I love this Egyptian Hopkins.
Same.
I love them, especially the white, obviously, because of my aesthetic. I love the white and gold ones. I was like, it's so amazing.
I was in the white and gold one a lot more than I was on the black and gold.
I love the white and gold one.
It's such
so
cool
good.
theming.
Yeah,
honestly.
But after I found out who owns it now, I was like, you know what? You know what, Aki? I'm gonna make my own version, and they're gonna be better than yours. And I ended up making them better than his. He's seen it. He loved what I've done. He loved what I made back then.
So you're saying, you feel this connection with your avatar, as we all do, I think. The more time we spend in it, the more connected, and it can be like an alternate self, but then it starts becoming more of who we want to be. We'd love to wear this kind of clothing or be more like this character.
For me, I would say it's like an alternate me, but still the same personality.
Yeah. It gives you the freedom to explore different sides, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You're not limited by your real-life self.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about VR.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is Phantom Sense something that you've really experienced much of?
When I started off, no. I did not have much experience of it, nor sensation of it. But as time goes, I've experienced a little bit of it. I started to feel more in my head now as time goes. A lot now more in my head. But I remember that one sensation that I did not expect. And it scared the crap out of me. I was laying down and I was in my one of my latest models that I made. Well, not models, the new reskin of the of an avatar that I made Egyptian out of. Which actually I have a story for that one at a later time. I was laying down, minding my own business. I had the tongue sticking out. I was looking at the mirror, and I decided to grab the tip of the nail and just start gliding on the tip of the tongue just for no reason. Like, granted, my real finger was nowhere near my tongue.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I started to feel something weird. I'm like, wait a minute. So I started to do the side, and I started feeling on the side. I was like, wait a minute. I do the other side. I started feeling on that side. I was like, what the fuck? What the? Huh?
That's
wait,
crazy.
What? Huh? It was like a little tingly needle sensation, like microscopic little needle legs was just like crawling all over it. It made me feel...
It's uncontrollable.
It's uncontrollable.
Like you feel it even if
Sometimes,
you don't
yeah.
want it.
Like, for me, when I first got Phantom Sense, like, because I have a hard time. I'm a very analytical, logical, sensory person. I need like absolute sensory to believe in something. I need to see it to believe it. I need to feel it. Taste, touch, smell. Sorry, So when I got the VR, there was too much equipment, like the controllers, the terrible headset I started out on, the heat and all the stuff. It broke the immersion, especially as I'm very, actually, I went straight into full body, so, I kind of had full body, which is usually very good for immersions, but it was funny because I was like, I don't have Phantom Sense. People can touch me and pat me and whatever, I don't feel a thing. You can walk right through me, don't feel a thing. And then over time, people started coming up and, furries like to do the poop thing. They put it on, they put it on the nose, or they'll come up and ruffle your hair. And then I just kind of leaned into it a little bit early on, just kind of like, oh yeah, you're just rubbing my hair, that's cool. And all of a sudden I felt like little tingles. And I felt like that serotonin kind of like flooding in my gut, because I was hyper aware of how my mood was hearts. And that psychological feeling, I was like, that's not a feeling you get if you're not getting, your scalp wrapped or something like that. And that kind of hit like a little trigger point for me, and I was like, oh. And then that's when it started developing right on the bridge of my nose, right between my eyes, the viewpoint, because obviously you keep them coming at your viewpoint from your different perspectives. And that's when the sense of sense started kicking in for me. And it started off a little slow, but then it kind of just ramped up over time.
There just seems to be so many different experiences to it. Like, I know some people who sneeze when you touch their nose in VR chat. Some people fall asleep the moment you start petting them. Some people really don't like being touched in certain places. They're just averse to it because the Phantom Sense is so strong.
At all. I met somebody recently, they will literally keep their distance from everyone. They do not want to be touched at all, in any way, shape, or form. Literally, I want you to click for them. I was like, oh, that's a new experience.
For me, it's like, I think either I need to spend more time in VR, or I'm waiting for the technology to be better. But I have to allow myself to feel the Phantom Sense. I have to really imagine that I'm getting pet, or really just sinking into it and being like, yes, you're being cuddled, and this, that, and the other. But I'm hoping that the more VR advances, the less clunky it will be. Maybe it's because I have a giant index on my face. It's like a volcano, and I have a million tracking issues.
It's about you. I think there's a lot of people. Everyone has different experiences. Like, I've had people claim they have Phantom Sense from desktop mode. I've had people tell me that they have full sensory, everything. Then some people are like, I don't feel anything. It's just a game, whatever. But with the whole sensor, I think people need to kind of lean into it. If you want Phantom Sense, you have to kind of role-play into it. You have to lean into it, because it starts out more psychological, with your endorphins, your serotonin, things like that. Just starting off okay, having somebody sit there and pet you for a few hours, you just feel so much more at ease and so relaxed. And if you focus on those aspects of Phantom Sense, how does it physically make you feel when something's happening to your avatar, that usually can help kind of kickstart it, if you will. And then, like you're saying, it depends on the equipment you have. If you have full body, you're more likely to have a greater sense of Phantom Sense. Not for everybody, obviously. It's a little different. The more I just play into being in VR chat or in VR spaces, and I put myself in that light headspace, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not going deep and paper role playing, but even just, you know, acting like this avatar is me, because it is just an extension of me in VR. That can help kind of like get the brain going, put you in that right headspace. And if you are aware, psychologically aware of their physical experiences, mostly neurological, like thinking about like the calmness, the gentleness of, you know, affection, or the excitement of, you know, a laser tag. You know, if you feel that adrenaline going, or if you feel that calming sensations, that helps kind of bring that attention back into your body. But this planet to know the virtual body that's the conduit of this experience. So, you know, I definitely agree. Like, I want to see better technology. I want to see how things progress. Speaking of which, I'll be getting the contact gloves, Driver X contact gloves soon. So now I won't be having, like, assuming it is good, but, like, I won't be using the index controllers anymore. And I think that's gonna really ramp up my, my phantom sense as well.
What headset have you got, Scrim? Like, have you switched between a few of them? Or
I have switched between a few. I went through 3 headsets. Yeah, I'm on my 3rd. So the first headset, when I first started VR, was a Lenovo Windows Mixed Reality headset. The prototypes of Windows Mixed Reality.
I used to hear of those. Yeah.
They were the most god-awful VR headset that I have ever acquired in my entire life. But they work. They work.
Yeah. Was that like the Oculus Rift era?
Sort of. Kind of, in a way.
I don't even know if an Oculus Rift could run VR chat.
Oh, it
yeah,
can.
absolutely.
Did it?
Everybody, remember the joke was going around, especially in 2020, you'd hear somebody's mic just going full robotic and glitching out. So you got a wrist mic. It's wrist mic. Yeah,
They're rifting. They're rifting.
You're rifting. Oh, that, you know, the best one was back in the day. I mean, it's a lot less now than it used to be, but back in the day, especially early 2020s and into 2021, VR chat would always have this, like, meta bug. You'd always have some bug that everyone had to experience at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And there was the machine gun bug. So, the world instance owner, wherever that was,
I can't remember that.
When they started talking, their audio would just, like, shoot off sound like a machine gun going off.
Like,
Yeah, it was, and they couldn't hear it. So you'd have people just talking. You know, you're machine gunning. And then I had people, like, I was in a public lobby and people were machine gunning.
While they were rift miking, and I'm like, oh, our ears are bleeding.
Oh, that's the worst.
And that machine gun, the only way to stop it was because you had to either be told that you were machine gunning, and then you would have to like rejoin the instance so that you knocked yourself out of place as the instance owner or the instance leader at the time. So, you know, so many times I'd be like, I'm out. I'd leave and come back.
Or there's that one bug where whenever the instant host was there, and if they stay there for too long, they literally cause the entire lobby to lag until they leave.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then you get a sleeper in a public lobby and it's impossible to use.
Oh, that is.
I remember
yeah,
that
is. Yeah, it's impossible. There's also that. It's not a bug, but it is a exploit where you go to a public lobby and the first thing you hear is an ear-screeching, deafening scream that just goes.
Oh.
Yeah, I've dealt with that many times, and I got to the point where if I'm going to go into a public live, I just turn down my world audio to 0, go in there and just slightly increase it. If I hear it, I just leave.
Is that a public thing? Because I've never experienced that.
It's rare. No, it's rare. It was from long ago. This was when people can exploit, where mods was a thing. This was before EAC ever happened. This was long ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember that one.
Well, like I said, I've been around for a while, so I may have experienced a few extra things you have never experienced.
Yes, absolutely.
You just be glad you never had to experience what I had to, because oh god, it was the worst. You got people coming in with hacking clients. They would literally destroy the world. It will remove the collision on the ground. You have a person on your head the whole time. It was bad. And and there's even like exploit crashes where they come in and exploit it. It got to the point that it was so bad that people who were hating it created mods to counter it. So there's like this one mod that I know where when you join a world and somebody comes in with a client and they initiate a certain exploit, it crashes everyone.
Yeah.
But if you have this mod, what it does a recheck connection. It rechecks to see if it was true or not. And once it rechecks, it's like, oh wait, this is false. Don't crash. Don't disconnect. And you stay in the instance. I had that happen a few times where I was talking to one person. Luckily, the person I was talking to had it, let's just say. And we just looked around and we just noticed that everyone crashed besides me and him. It was like, oh, crud. Somebody exploited the bug. It was bad. It was an Udon exploit.
The problem is people are always going to try to, like, one-up. It happens with game emulation too, but like it's just like, oh, you put out like anti-cheat software, somebody's gonna find a way to override that. Or you put out a mod to stop crashing, maybe the crashes will make another kind of exploit that goes past that. And
so it's an arms race.
yeah, just public lobbies can be a nightmare. Like especially with avatar rippers too.
And that segues into the next question is the avatar ripping. Like that's like even though EAC is now implemented, we have a lot less script kiddies running around like just yoinking avatars. It's still pretty prevalent. It's still very, very prevalent. Like I have had every avatar I've with very few exceptions, I've had every avatar ripped. And I know you and I talked about this, Scrum, because you were the first person to tell me about a particular program that you were using, and I wanted to hear about your experiences with like protecting your avatars and you know kind of hear what you have to say about all that.
So after using it for a while, I did check the Ripper store, and yes, my avatars are there. Yes, they got ripped regardless.
Yeah.
However, let's just say that so in the Ripper store, they present your avatar in a 3D scan view once they process it long enough.
Yeah.
And you get to see what it looks like in a 3D view. Yeah, mine doesn't show at all.
Okay.
And when I first did it, there was a little, I didn't have like a fallback or anything, so it was kind of like invisible. However, it does show, like, it does preview on your hierarchy and everything, so it shows you what's on the avatar, like what's on the head, what's on the torso, the stomach, the tail, what clothing does it have. It tells you everything.
Yeah.
Mine just says blank, 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 blank.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dimension also says blank, 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 blank. Yeah, it obfuscated it. It completely overrides the entire data of this avatar.
I've heard about software like scrambles
it
so
does
that
not
when
show. So
they try to unpack the avatar, it just jumbles all the texture files and all the corrupts everything.
It just makes it completely corrupts the file.
I can send a screenshot view later on to show later on like how I see it. Now, people have mentioned about like, oh, there's something like that similar but free. It's a shader and all that. It's like, okay, cool, that's nice and all. The problem with that one is that it's a shader. That can be easily reversed.
Yeah.
The way this is done is completely random, completely through algorithm. It actually physically destroys the model. It doesn't destroy it via shader, it destroys it via literally by destroying the vertices on this model. Completely rearranges it and everything. Think of it as like a glorified giant sea urchin that you're looking at.
Yeah.
I remember seeing
Gmod kind of stretching certain bones out and
I purchased this software, and in the preview it literally looks like a a Terminator T3, but like just a sea urchin, just like
Some
vertices
avatars
just
do
popping
that,
out.
like the troll ones. When they talk, they just their mouth goes all
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. It kind of looks
Yeah,
like
kinda
those
like that.
skulls, but with no definition, no textures, no facial features,
Mhm.
nothing. It's just an amorphous blob
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah, yeah.
My
And
question
the
was,
thing
like-
is, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
What's your question? No, what's your question?
All right, so like the problem with that one, or really not the problem, but the challenge is when you're working with Unity and you're working with like avatar stuff, you know, obviously corrupted files and backups and screwing up your Unity package or whatever is always a very frustrating experience. A lot of people lost a lot of data because their Unity packages get corrupt, or they imported something wrong, or they screwed something up. With this, since it's literally destroying your since it's literally destroying your software. You all right there?
I don't need mods. I don't need like things
don't-
to scramble my avatar. I do that myself.
All right. So the whole idea of destroying your avatar and or encrypting it to being destroyed is a little worrisome. So I mean, obviously you'd want to do backups. I mean, just common sense, back up your file before you use it. But then it also uses OSC, correct? Like,
Yeah, actually, let me correct you on something on that real quick.
Okay.
So yeah,
sure.
it does destroy your avatar, but the best thing about this is called a non-destructive upload. So what it does is that the moment you hit upload, it starts the destruction on upload. So it starts destroying it. It does everything. As soon as it uploads it, it doesn't save it as it is. It reverts back to its original state, as if it never happened. So you still have the same file, completely uncorrupted. It is completely 100% safe. And then the only thing that VRChat received is the destroyed version of the model. And it's completely hidden. You can't see it unless you have custom animation on. Then depending on if you have a fallback for it or not. If you have no fallback, you're invisible to people. If you don't have a fallback, if you do have a fallback and they don't have custom animation on, they see a certain fallback instead. In my case, not on this one, but on some other one, I'm a walking cardboard box man to people. I'm literally a walking cardboard box man.
But if you're a friend and someone shows your avatar, then they'll see it like normal.
Yeah, they'll see the actual avatar. I'll go invisible for a moment, wait about 5 seconds, maybe 10, and then I finally show up. Completely like this.
Very smart.
So
my tiny bun brain cannot do that.
Yeah, so it's only really it's only like messing with the actual files on the upload process. It doesn't do anything to the Unity package or any of that stuff. Okay, that's kind of cool.
No, it doesn't even edit it or anything. It's completely non-destructive. So even if you were to screw up on the upload, your file is still safe, and it doesn't even need to be backed up for it. You could just simply remove it, done.
What are the downsides that you've come across with this kind of thing? Because that seems like a lot of extra work. I mean, it seems also kind of easy, but are you going to be putting on? There is a downside. Okay, what's the downside?
It is very parameter heavy.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what parameters are, think of it as a bit size. So every avatar has 256 bits of information that they can execute. Like say for example, toggling a clothes on and off requires 1 bit of data. Doing a float, which is like a circle menu, that requires 5 bits of data.
Yeah.
The avatar protection system uses, I want to guess, about 78 to 80 bits of data, because it uses floats, it uses a lot of stuff. There's even a lot of things that I don't know what it can do, because the person that makes this system keeps it a secret for a reason. Like, he does not share the information, because once somebody figures out how it works, they can find a way to reverse it. But again, they either have to buy the product themselves, or let alone allow them to go through the trouble and learn the coding that they've done. And the thing about it is that the person does create an encryption key. which is going through a heavy encryption. And if he coded it correctly, there's no way to reverse the encryption key unless they find a way to reverse it. And every upload is a random key, no matter what.
It must just be so frustrating, though. Like, especially as an avatar creator. Like, because 2D work is something, but 3D work, when you're making something that you're spending a lot of time in, and is so deeply personal to you, it's like for somebody else to then take that and be like, oh, this is mine. You know, I made this. This is my avatar.
The way that the protection system works is that it's more dedicated for highly customized avatar. Like mine is a heavily customized. Yeah, you can find the asset for the head. You may be able to find the asset for the horn, the ears, and the tail, but you will not find the main body. Nowhere. You will not be. You will have to figure out what my arms are. You'll have to figure out what my body is, and there are loads of models out there that can have similar bodies, but they can have different mapping because it protects the model, but it doesn't protect the textures. People can just simply grab the textures.
People couldn't just take the texture and put it on a different model because it's a different, completely different 3D.
It's completely
body.
different, completely customized. In fact, this hair right here, I don't think it's no longer available. Like, you cannot find this hair anywhere anymore. I've tried looking for it. I can't find it anymore. I have the download for it, so I still have a copy of it. But legitimately wise, you will not be able to find this hair anymore. It's impossible. And this horn is completely custom too, so yeah, you can find the similarity of it. It is based off of one asset, but it's modified to be like this now.
I suppose on the topic of, avatar creation, would you have any advice for somebody who might want to get into it or try it like properly for the first time?
I will say this fully bluntly, it's going to take a lot of time.
Like even Blender, like the basics of Blender, what I found
you can.
is...
So, I would like to call was the 3 stages of avatar making. You have the avatar retexturer. They just do retextures and that's it. That's fine. Then you got avatar editors, where they take the existing avatar and they learn to edit. They learn to do Unity. They learn to add stuff onto Unity and be able to add more features to it, like say for example changing the facial expression, or be able to create a whole new toggle system, or they can spawn in a nice looking comfy zone and you can just be in that comfy zone and everybody else can go in there if they show your avatar. Now there is an in-between between the third one and the second one, which is I call the the testers. They test Blender to go with it. They learn to weight paint. They learn to add clothing to a model. I was in that stage for a bit, learning to weight paint and everything. I know how to texture, and I know how to do edits, and I learned how to do Unity through learning and experience. And I had a really nice. I had somebody that taught me how to do all of this. But then you got the third stage, which are the avatar makers, the one that knows Blender, that knows how to make it from the ground up. In fact, I'm friends with one of them that made avatars from the ground up, and they were willing to let me test out the avatars for them. I tried them out. I helped them out find some bugs and issues with it. There's weight paint issues here. There's a problem here. Oh, hey, there's a wrong with the radial menu, and so on. And, I built up a good friendship with them over time. Not just because of the avatar, but just them as a friend, really. Yeah.
I would say, going on with your whole process of stages of avatar editing, from my own experience of getting very kind of like a quarter of the way there, of doing, retexturing and base kind of Unity edits, don't dive too deep, maybe, like to get what you've got took a lot of time, I'm sure, and like a lot of different stages.
It took me over a year and a half to get to where I am. It takes a while. Granted, there are geniuses out there, don't get me wrong. There are people that they will get it so quickly and they're already at the stage where I am in just mere months, like maybe 2 or 3 months.
I've seen people
but for someone like me who is slow, I'm not an artistic style person. I don't know how to do art. It took me a very long time to get to where I was and then start doing Unity. and then that took me a little while, a little quicker because I know what I was doing now. But even that alone took a long time. It's not the funnest, I will say. I didn't I had some fun, but at the same time I felt exhausted because then I had people coming to me for a commission. In fact, whenever I released a public model with my texture work, I would get friend requests so much.
Oh gosh, yeah.
To the point where it's like, oh, I love your avatar. I was wondering if you can make me one and all that. I took very rare commission requests. I've only taken 3 in my entire time.
Yeah.
And I made them pricey too. I made them pricey.
I mean, it's worth your time, of course. Especially
and the energy you put in,
and all the time you spent learning how to do these things. People don't value.
Yeah. I mean, I can show one quick example.
Very glamorous.
Yeah, it's a massive jump from when I first started to where I am right now. And I did this all by hand too, the eye section. Some were printed out.
You can't underestimate the amount of work that goes into a whole 3D model because there's so many aspects and so many different sides and angles.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my whole history with it. Now I feel uncomfortable wearing it.
But yeah, there's no shame in if you're at the beginning, I would say just try to change the color of an avatar. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take baby steps.
Yeah. When I met you, you had done your avatar.
I was Rainbow Dash.
You were Rainbow Dash, but you made your texture. You did it yourself.
Yeah.
And
that's valuable.
It is because we have these beautiful, well-made base models that you can get for either free, like the Hopkin, or you can purchase on different websites. There's a lot of different options, so you can find these bases that are some are common, some are less common, but you can find them, and a lot of people.
Some have hue sliders. You don't have to even edit the texture.
Exactly.
Some really cool avatars out there.
A lot of times you can find something that fits you really easy or is a good starter, and then you can kind of tinker with the colors and make your own texture, and that texture work is usually the nice stepping stone. I've seen a lot of people get into. They had no knowledge of Unity, no knowledge of Blender, no knowledge of Substance Paint or any of these other paint programs, but they wanted to get their texture or their pattern on a model that they got or were gifted or whatever, and that's how it started. And I thought that was really cool. And I've seen a lot of people really just explode with creativity and knowledge, getting their hands dirty in that. Me, I'm a bad example. I never touched anything. I never pulled up Substance Painter. I have it. I never pulled it up yet. I mean, I have pulled it up, but I think I've been very fortunate that I'm a walking YCH. And then on top of that, I have a wonderful amount of friends and people I've also paid enormous amounts of money for to do amazing avatar work for me. So, there's no shame. Hi. Hello.
I don't do avatar work. I do this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm
Heartwood's empire grows.
The glory of the archangels. But there's also no shame in not getting in too deep. You can always find
we'll pay you.
So many
we'll pay you a lot
people.
of money, Scrim. Don't worry.
Oh, wait, what?
Hey, what?
You're paying Scrim appearance fees.
I thought I was coming here on my own free will. I wasn't expecting payment.
Just take the money. Take the money and run.
This is why you don't let a bunny do most of the talking, because they like to be mischiefs.
Okay, shut up, fine.
No. But just to kind of wrap up what I was saying is, you don't have to get, if you love avatar stuff and you have good friends or you have people who, or you have some funds, you can always commission something. And that can be a good starting point too. You don't have to basically go it alone. There's so many wonderful friends in the community who will either teach you or you can reach out to and use their knowledge to grow yourself, or again, just commission if you just like me and you don't want to do it.
But also, no shame in commissioning at all.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
also, don't be afraid to make something bad. Because the next time you make it, it'll be less bad. And the time after that, it might be decent.
I mean,
and then you're at a point where naturally you're just improving. You will the more you do it. And just be happy where you're at. Too.
And a good example is my first one that y'all saw. That was my worst. I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm jealous.
That is really good for your first.
There is one thing when Heartwood says about he's a walking your character here YCH. It's like I wonder what it would look like if I grab my patterns and everything and just slap it onto Heartwood.
Oh my gosh!
Corrupted by the void.
We gotta paint this
Corrupted by the void. Now, people can take that out of context.
We gotta paint this hubkin.
We're not
any volunteers.
I am the most beautiful, brilliant shade of what is it? What's the hex? The code F.
I want to draw like lines on you and numbers. And you could be like a paint by numbers.
You're literally a walking canvas. No matter how many times I look at you. I just want to go find my nearest paintbrush set and just like all right, we're gonna paint these pretty trees right here, and we're gonna make this lovely mountain and just this wonderful little lake right here. Just go Bob Ross on you.
What if you had like an active paint system in VR chat? Like you could just paint on other avatars. Can you imagine?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Loopie, you just pitched $1 million idea. What the heck?
You
literally the definition of people drawing like rude things on your forehead. But in VR
yeah, just gonna call you cute, adorable,
No.
beautiful.
Oh my god!
Imagine
all these vulgar words about you right there.
Things.
Imagine all the people who fall asleep in VR chat, and it's like the party rules, like, you fell asleep with your shoes
off. No, that would be horrible.
You fell asleep in full body, you gotta get drawn on.
I want to shave you. If you fall asleep, I can like shave your hobkin, you'd be like a bald hobkin.
No boneless hopkin. No boneless hopkin, thank you.
Boneless hopkin.
Yeah, just get some pink paint and just start pinking everything.
That's what I'm commissioning from you next. An active paint system, a hobkin shaving system. You can do it, right?
I can't do that. No, I can't do that.
We'll have your hair clippings coming off too when we shave you. Oh my god.
Why are you so fascinated with shaving?
Creativity.
You're weird.
It'd be great. Your luxurious hobkin hair, it goes for a lot on eBay. Only pause. You gotta make money, Heartwood. Cut it off. I want a lock of angel hair.
I mean, for charity.
Why angel hair? You got feathers that can regrow.
But angel hair pasta.
No, I'm not eating your hair.
No, I know, but now I
want to eat it.
But angel hair, and now I think in pasta. So
now
there's literally a pasta called angel hair. I forgot.
It is. Yeah, it's angel hair pasta.
Was that the one I had?
Was that the one
with the capers?
Yes.
That was angel spaghetti. Oh.
That's angel hair. So angel hair is the really, 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 really thin noodles, like the very, very small ones.
I still don't know why they're called angel hair. What the person thought up of was like, I'm gonna call this angel hair. Like, where does that come from? That's what I want to know.
Hey, more angel stuff. Let's go. Funny enough, I'm not like I like angel hair, but I prefer bigger, thicker noodles, so I don't go for angel hair as much. But angel hair is really
with
good.
With Scramby devil hair, are you aligned with Satan?
No, void is completely different.
Where's the void? Like the in between of heaven or hell?
No, it's like non-existent. It's a spatial concept. It's like non-existent.
You don't exist.
Technically, I shouldn't exist.
Oh my god.
Technically, think of me as like an antimatter. Like anything I touch just cause everything to explode.
I was a mistake too.
Oh my god, not that type of. Oh my.
Wow.
Loopie.
Bad bunny.
Bad
bunny. Bad bunny.
Like even my tracking agrees.
Oh yeah, the joy of full body tracking errors.
Yeah.
So we're immersive.
Do you have anything
Okay.
you have anything you want to say, or anything you want to promote, or any people you want to shout out, or
Any sponsorships?
no sponsorships?
Any new products?
We're not getting paid
Yeah,
for that shit.
Look, it's Scrim. This
It's
is
Scrim.
that you can sponsor whatever. Wait, what do you want to promote? Your new book?
Just be yourself. Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I like that. I like
Be
that.
yourself,
Be
guys.
yourself unless you're Hitler. Then don't.
Whoa,
Why
whoa,
would you
whoa,
bring up
whoa, whoa. Why would you bring that up? Yeah, we were just having such a wholesome,
He's not gonna be upset. He's
very
dead.
nice moment.
Well, I'm not
It
talking about
doesn't
him.
matter. Yeah, it's like we're just having a nice wholesome moment, and you just brought up Hitler. I was like, what the? Huh?
Hitler doesn't exist in the void.
These British folks,
Or
and
does
their,
he?
their fascination. Ugh.
I swear Loopie is gonna just grab like compilation of bloopers at this point. It's like this is gonna be a blooper, this is gonna be a blooper, this is gonna be a blooper.
This entire
But we
end
got-
segment's just chopped up because we can't include sponsorships. We can't include Hitler. Demonetized.
At least you'll have things for the promotional TikTok
Content.
content. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
This is our
Thank you for all the
second
support.
video. And
Really
the comments have
appreciate
made
it.
a lot to us. And, I'm going to do the stereotypical thing, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you'll enjoy it. And if you did, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and all that other... What do these
Smash
say?
that bell.
Smash that bell. Hit that button.
Yeah, leave
You
a
know,
nice comment. Don't
leave a
leave
nice-
bad comments.
Yeah.
And put us on in the background while you're eating a sandwich. I should have asked that at the beginning.
You
Oh.
furries. That's the
You.
only-
You.
That's the only bad comment. Like, you furries. like,
Furry
why are you
haters,
watching? No, 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 no,
welcome.
Why are you watching?
You made it
furry-
all the way through.
Why are you watching furry content if you hate furries, you boys?
No, it'll be funnier if they're just listening to podcasts and then they hear your podcast and it's like, oh, I like these people. I wonder who they pull up the video and they see just furries. We're like,
Oh God.
oh god, no, I like this.
Yeah, you've been baited.
But thank-
Scram was not an e-girl at all, but a furry.
Like, bruh.
oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us today. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed
Thank
the podcast.
you.
And we will hopefully
See you
see you
next
guys
week.
next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye now.
Bye bye.